We finally made it! The Narrative Nexus on Planet World Literature. This library is an absolute treasure trove. Each shelf is filled with stories from every culture of the world, not only from the past and present, but also future literature still waiting to be written. Maybe there's even a book here written by future you. By studying these books, we can see how the past and present will influence future literature around the world. Isn't that just... Hey, wait. The future books, they're missing. Mia, what's that note? It's addressed to us.
It is I, the Silencer. You thought you thwarted me when you reforged that silly quill in Storyline Straight, but I've been plotting my revenge. You see, stories must be silenced. They distract from the real issues of the world with their incessant yammering. But I've crafted a solution. I've wiped the memories of the future writers of the world, making them forget the storytelling traditions that would have inspired them. Without this knowledge, their stories have ceased to exist, and I have won at last.
This guy again? Okay. He thinks he's won, but we've defeated him once, and we will do it again. We'll need to journey out of the literary world where we've been traveling throughout this course and into the real world to restore the memories he stole. In order to do that, we'll need to learn about real traditions in diverse storytelling around the world so we can return those traditions to their writers. Today, let's prepare. We'll need to understand the meaning of world literature and culture. One more adventure, one last challenge, one final opportunity to show what we're made of. Our first nemesis has returned, and it's up to us to stop them. Let's go. First, we need to understand what we'll be learning about. The good news is we already know a lot about this topic. We'll be exploring something called world literature. In your PDF, you'll find examples of world literature that we've already studied. Based on this list and the term world literature itself, what do you think world literature is? Pause the video to write your ideas in your PDF. Resume when ready. World literature refers to all of the literature written across the world, shaped by diverse and global perspectives. So, when we study world literature, we look at the influence of history and culture on stories from different areas of the world. But world literature is not confined to this unit of study. Did you notice that the list in your PDF included texts from every unit in this course? That's because all literature is world literature. From learning about the narrative elements in Storyline Straight, to studying the various genres of Genreland, to exploring poetry in Verse Valley and nonfiction and fact, everything we've studied has been a part of world literature. So, if world literature encompasses all literature, why even have a term for it? Well, because in the past, we haven't always studied literature from all over the world for a lot of reasons. Sometimes it wasn't accessible, or it was in languages we couldn't understand. But nowadays, we have access to rich literature from many cultures and places to appreciate and analyze. Culture refers to the shared traditions, beliefs, and history of a group of people. Think about your family traditions. For example, are there certain foods you enjoy on certain holidays? Do you celebrate things in certain ways? Those make up part of your family's culture. Our culture often influences the way we write and the topics we write about. For this unit, we'll be looking at just some of the very broad literary cultures from around the world. While our goal will be to learn more about these large literary traditions, it's important to note that this is just an overview. In addition to and within each culture we explore, there are many more unique perspectives and traditions that are just as valuable. You may want to research some of these on your own. Now, let's talk about our mission. Our job is to restore the stolen memories of the future writers of the world so that they can go on to write their stories and contribute to the rich library of world literature. As we discussed way back in Storyline Straight, stories have existed for as long as humans have been able to communicate, and they've served many important purposes since then. World literature specifically can help us see ourselves and the world in new ways. Stories in world literature can serve as both windows and mirrors. When literature is a window, we get a glimpse into parts of the world and experiences of other people that are different from our own. This can help us understand the world around us, build empathy for people whose lives are different from ours, and encourage us to make choices with all of humanity in mind. Pause the video here and in your PDF, reflect on a story that served as a window for you by showing you an experience very different from your own. Resume when you're ready to move on. What about when literature acts as a mirror? In these instances, we see parts of ourselves reflected back at us. A story influenced by our own culture might help us learn more about our history and where we come from. But stories about different cultures can be mirrors too. We may realize how similar we are to people from other backgrounds and be able to recognize the commonalities we all share as people. Pause the video here and reflect on a story that served as a mirror for you by allowing you to see yourself on the page. Resume when you're ready. Look back at your reflections about the stories that served as windows and mirrors to you. Those stories show the power of world literature. World literature brings people together, helps us understand ourselves better, and bridges understanding across differences. That's why our quest to save the future of world literature is so important. Now, let's discuss next steps. Pack your bags and grab your plane tickets. The Silencer tried to destroy the future of literature here at the narrative nexus on planet world literature. To defeat him, we'll need to visit each of those future writers in a new destination, the real world. We have a list of future writers from cultures all over the world. In this unit, we'll learn about each of those cultures and write a brief describing the culture's literary traditions. By delivering those briefs to the future writers, we'll restore their memories and save world literature. First up, we'll start at the birthplace of all storytelling. Can you guess where we're headed? Until then, remember, every story is a new horizon. See you next time.
Hey, hey.